Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. So today's video is all about the Hogs, and you may not even be watching this on video. You may be listening on to Apple Podcasts. If you're not, check it out. You can listen to it wherever you get your podcast, and on YouTube, I do more visual stuff. I've been trying to include more film, more screenshots, and quotes of what I'm actually talking about, because sometimes I just say something out of my ass. I'm like, and then I don't really give credit. So YouTube is a good way to be like, oh, this is who said that. And yeah, definitely do check out both because I think there are benefits and drawbacks to both. And I even upload, because I'm ahead of schedule. I upload the podcast or the topic a day before. So it's a little bit of a benefit. But today we're talking about the Hogs for the New York Giants because Will Hernandez's trainer, Duke Manyweather, was on the Big Blue Huddle podcast, and he talked about how he was training Will Hernandez. Now, I don't think I'm going to get any audio from it, but basically what he said was Will was dealing with injuries last year. Now, the thing is, everyone kind of deals with injuries. Nobody's fully healthy. You ask any 90% of players in the NFL should probably be on the injury report in some form because they're banged up, they're tired, there's something wrong with their ankle, but it's not really a big problem. I'm not too sure how big of a problem it was. I don't even know what type of injury it was, but he was that. And don't forget, he also had COVID. And the trainer said, yeah, listen, he was, breathing heavily. The dude's 330 pounds. He's more lean now. He's been working in the gym, and you saw him with, I think it was Shane Lemieux or Nick Gates. They were in the gym working really hard together. It seems like he's focused this year, but he had COVID. And, you can say COVID, not really an excuse, but we saw what happened with Myles Garrett. He was breathing heavy. It's just like, oh my God. Like, you could just see he was just pretty bent out of shape. Now, a person like me who weighs almost three times less than these guys, the COVID wasn't bad for me. I was running 10 miles a day on COVID. And, 12 miles a day. It affected me a little bit, I guess. And these guys are big. It had a little bit of effect. Now, this year, he should be 100%. He seems really motivated. It's his contract year, and he's primed and set up for a really good year. And something else that the trainer mentioned is a lot of the things weren't mental or anything physical. It wasn't like it wasn't a problem of his speed when he got him into training. Obviously, the health was a problem in the beginning. It wasn't a problem his actual his actual ability. It was the mechanics of it. He said specifically, and this has to do with blitz pickups, which is why we think he had a lot of problem with Andrew Thomas and Nate Solder and blitz pickups. Some of it's a little bit late to react, but he said instead of pushing off, because imagine you're a left guard, instead of pushing off with his left foot, he would lift up his right foot and try to attack that way, and that's not the right way to do it. And the guy's a trainer. He said that was one of his main issues, and his movement, his actual mechanics laterally, he has the physicalness to do it, and he's improving his athleticism. But it's the actual mechanics in doing it. He just relies on his instincts, and sometimes his instincts aren't the best, which means sometimes in the run game, you just plow somebody. It's not that much, mechanical. You got to get the hands inside, you keep moving the feet, and use some leverage. But in pass pro, actually getting to his anchor, getting to his spot, knowing where to be, and I think that's going to really help Matt Parrott on that right side this year, because it seems like he's going to be on the right side. He is training for that. That's something that Duke said. And we kind of knew that Will Hernandez was going to be a right guard this year. He's replacing Kevin Zeitler. It seems like if he can develop a little bit of camaraderie, chemistry, that's the word I'm looking for, with Matt Parrott. Obviously, last year we revamped the entire offensive line, got a full year, and that's why I think the Giants didn't really do that much on the offensive line. Just waiting to add another rookie. A lot of the guys on the market were a little bit expensive. That's where we added I forgot his name, like Zach Martin. What was his name from the Houston Texans? The guys who's pretty bad. We added some depth there. But, we have the chemistry now. And Will Hernandez, now learning at the right guard spot, he's going to be able to know his anchor, know his spot. It's kind of like starting off a little bit brand new. Now, the coach said he is quick to pick up things. Do I buy that? Really? What is the coach going to say? He doesn't pick up things quick? And what does that mean? It's kind of one of those abstract things. I'm in the weather center, and I'm forecasting. Jeff says, okay, try to do this next time, or you're doing this. Sometimes you learn quickly on the fly, and you can do it one time, but can you repeat it? Can you make it a repetition? Can you implement it into a game? We don't know yet. That's the simple thing about Will Hernandez. We haven't seen him be a pretty elite guard since his rookie year. He's really struggled. And he's also, he struggled in the run game as well. In pass pro, he actually does pretty well. It's just that those stunts, and sometimes, he screws over his left tackle, and that's because he doesn't get to the right spot, and he doesn't understand how to recover, how to, do that thing mechanically like that. Now, I'm not going to do a film breakdown with Hernandez. That's big online Big Blues duty to do. That's an inside joke if you don't know. There's a guy online Big Blue. He's like, I'm going to do a Will Hernandez film and show you why he's a pretty good guard. And he's been saying that for a year and a half now. I'm waiting for it. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Will Hernandez. We're going to end it with just a short topic. We have 2 out of the top 16 defensive linemen, according to Pro Football Focus. Mentioning the Hog Mollies once again. I think Dexter Lawrence was 16. Leonard Williams was 9. Don't quote me on that. But that's good. The article said 2 out of the top 32. No, we have 2 out of the top 16. That's really good. And then you take a look at the depth, which is still pretty good. I don't love RJ McIntosh. I think he should be cut. But Austin Johnson, BJ Hill, the guy Danny Shelton. I mean, we're looking at it, and that's a pretty good little defensive line we have there. I mean, our backups aren't too shabby either, and we're expecting Dexter Lawrence to take that big leap, and if he can be a top 16 defensive tackle, a top 25%, I guess that would be, because no, more than that, a top, a 10%, off the defensive lineman, able to rush the passer, able to be on more downs, and able to have that physicality, able to rush the passer a little bit, defend the run like he does, clog up those holes, continue to help Blake Martinez out as far as the run game, be able to use his hands the right way, use his leverage and make some explosive plays. Now what's missing is, more playing, and then I want to see more strip fumbles. I want to see more plays that's Dexy. And he hits hard. We see some flashes from this guy. It's his 3rd year. That's the reason why we're comfortable getting ready to deal with Dalvin Tomlinson, because we have a guy like Big Dexy. And we don't really talk a lot about him. For Giants fans, we talk about Dexter Lawrence is going to take a big leap. We don't really dive in deep, and that's not what I'm going to do today. I'm kind of just being a little hypocritical. And then for Leonard Williams, defensive end. And now he's going to have a guy on the other side, Azeez Ojulari or something like that. It's going to command more attention. Even Ellerson Smith, I was talking about just yesterday. Command more, more athletic, I guess, tackles, more stronger tackles. So you can put Leonard Williams on the weaker guy. Who are you gonna pick? You're either gonna pick to block Leonard Williams or Azeez Ojulari, and I think that'll make Leonard Williams more productive. He's great in the run. He had a big year. I want to see a little bit more consistency in the pass rush. And yeah, I mean he could put him all over the line. It's gonna be exciting to watch him. And the Giants, if this is true, and we have a top defensive line this year, these two, especially if these two players are top 16, is this the best defensive line in the NFC East? We talk about Washington, we talk about the Eagles, we don't talk about Dallas, but you got to respect the Giants too. People just assume that the Washington football team has the best defensive line. We got some good guys here too. And as far as pure pass rushers, Azeez is up there. If he can stay healthy, I'm not sure what his knee is. That should work out pretty well. Now, as far as the future, I get whims and ideas. I may actually do a breakdown of Dexter Lawrence. Some plays here and there. I may do some breakdown of the defensive line. Like, how good is Austin Johnson? How good are these guys? And how good can this defensive line be? But that's not going to be until I think I do the NFC East rankings. With defensive line, cornerback, safeties. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed, make sure to give it a like rating. And, subscribe if you're new. I never really say subscribe. It's subscribe if you're new, like the podcast, share, favorite, whatever you do. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.